So, I seem to have a good colony of ghost shrimp in here now. They're growing quite big. There's one right back there. I have a really big one here somewhere. But the other thing I noticed the other day when I was feeding is that I have really tiny little ghost shrimp in here. I don't know how long they will survive between the fish and the bigger ghost shrimp, but they were really cute. I think they are big enough to survive. Everybody's waiting for their breakfast. So I have started to lose some of my older males in here, but I have got quite a few new babies. Don't know where the baby shrimp were hanging out around the filter, but I can't see any now. I've got an old sick guppy back there I've got to take out. I'm going to put him in a small tank. I don't want him to get pulled about by the other fish. So I was quite surprised to see such tiny shrimp in here. I did notice that some of the females were carrying eggs, but I never thought that they would ever breed. They've been in here now 3 or 4 months, and they were all huge shrimp when I put them in here. There was no tiny ones. This is quite amazingly clear water at the moment. They're all waiting for their breakfast. The babies are still in there. I'm not sure if I can see any. They have started to come out of the weeds now. But I don't think they're stupid. They do hide. My plant is growing ridiculous, really. I'm going to see how big he grows. The fish love him. And even the plants I made a mistake of with the bleaching, they have all started to grow back. So I'm quite pleased with the way this tank has its plants. Not so much this tank. Plants aren't doing so well in here. I've only got a few female guppies just to keep this tank cycled, but I'm getting a new stand to place one 10-gallon on top of the other, so probably I'll dismantle this one. It's quite funny watching the fish in here because I've got like 8 mostly female guppies, I think, in here, and they're very quiet. They don't seem to move around much. Now, one little story I have is the bottom of this filter here. We found a baby guppy in it. It looked like it had been in there a while. It must have just got in there somehow. And it was alive. It was difficult to get it out, but we did. And she seems to spend a lot of time just sitting on top of the bubbler. She's out waiting for food now, but she's long and thin, so she could have been in there for quite a while. It's funny how the guppies don't move around so much when there's not so many of them. If I go to my other tank, excuse my messy kitchen, I go here where there's a lot of guppies. They are on the go all day. They're just really on the go. I'm keeping this tank here. I do like it. There's another shrimp in there. He's changing colour. There's also a black one in here somewhere. Oh yes, there's a little shrimp down there too. I wonder if that one was born in here, because none of the shrimps were that size. Yes, this one's staying here. Oops, I'll put my finger over the lens. None of the fish are being moved from this tank for the time being. These may be the one going to the pet shop. I'm going to keep them in here as long as I can. I want to see how big they get. It's a small colony. I'm trying to take all the males out. So when I do get round to moving my my other tanks into the office, I'm having one for my older male guppies and one as a quarantine tank mostly, although I haven't really got a lot of room for many more fish. So I'll only probably keep a couple of guppies in it just to keep it cycled for now. But my male retirement tank I'm going to use under gravel filter and see how that works out. And I want to make it really, really well planted, and I also want to add 2 dwarf brahmis to it. Probably some Coolid Loaches, something a little bit different. But there's certainly a lot of fish in here. They're all doing well.